Alright guys, today is a review of Grooming Department's Mallard. As you can see, it's a stunning label. I really like it. This is in their duck fat line that was released I think a couple of months ago, and it sold out very quickly. It was a limited release, but it's returning on February 2nd for the last time. But the good news is there's also, aside from that obviously, there's two new Mallard scents that are coming. It's one's based on a chai scent, and the second one is, let me see, I have it written down here. It's rose, cardamom, coconut, sandalwood, saffron, vanilla, and kufi. So you know, this is a line of complex scents. So without further ado, let's get this review on the road. Like I said, this is a duck fat based soap, and this is my first time trying a duck fat based soap. And this was, I think the idea of duck fat was made popular by Bufflehead. If you don't know who Bufflehead is, it is a artisan based in my state, in Nashville, and they are known for making very small limited releases, you know, just a few times a year, and it's very difficult to get a hold of. But it has a pretty highly regarded soap base. So another company who's done duck fat is Oleo Soapworks, and I've not tried Oleo yet, but the person who sold me this Mallard, Benjamin Esposito, he sent me a sample of Oleo and also gave me a good deal on some Reef Point soap, which I've also never tried. So thank you, Benjamin, for enabling me to try out these brands and review them here on this video. I can already tell this stuff is just slick. It's insanely slick. It's going on very well. The coverage is excellent. And you can see how white, and the coverage is excellent. And you can see how white and just got a gleam to it. I don't know if you can tell with this camera phone, but there is a gleam to it already. But the scent off the jar is I would say it's mid-strong, around a 7. It's right on the cusp of being, 7-8 territory, higher into the medium. I think it gets slightly stronger, maybe in the 8 territory once it's lathered, but it transforms. I'm getting, it's dry, it's bitter. I definitely smell like cocoa and the sandalwood and ginger for the most part. Oh, by the way, the ingredients are it's chocolate, sandalwood, spices, vanilla, ginger. There might be one other little thing I'm forgetting, but that's basically the gist of it. But there's coffee in it too. But as I'm lathering it, the coffee scent is coming out. It's not strong, it's just there subtly, but in a good way, a very good way. As you can see, look how white this is. Look at the coverage. Yeah, it's much sweeter. The bitter note is still there. The bit like the sandalwood and the ginger and the spices kind of working together, but the sweetness of the chocolate and coffee are coming through. This is complex. But rest assured, if you don't like it out of the jar like I did, it gets better and it transforms. It's very fragrant. This is very complex. This is one of the most complex scents I have now. You cannot go wrong with this. So, Gillette Red Tip loaded with a silver blue blade. I normally shave every 3 days, but well, originally this soap was supposed to be re-released tomorrow, and it's been postponed to February 2nd. So, as I was looking at the ingredients list, which I will post the ingredients list in the description, I noticed that it had been postponed. So I was like, oh well, I could have used something else, I guess. I'm glad I did. It's a very slick soap. Wow. Throw some water on here. The residual slickness is excellent. This is right up there in the somewhere. I would put it somewhere in between Barrister Manglaissant and the Reserve Base. It's comparable to those. All right, I had to add a little more water to this because just to make sure it's slick enough, because it looks like it's easy to lather up, but you definitely need to add a little more water just to make sure it doesn't dry out on you. It wasn't dried out too bad. I could still shave, but it wasn't quite as wet as I would want. So. This soap gets high marks for everything. It checks everything off. Well, we'll see with post shave. I'm imagining the post shave is quite good with this duck fat base. do a rinse, apply some post-shave, and compose our final thoughts. So if you want to try this soap, or if you don't think this soap will interest you, try one of the other two that are coming out. These are complex scents. If you like complex scents, I think you will really like them. It's kind of gourmand, and it's kind of spicy, and it's also kind of sweet. So there's a lot there going on, and different noses are going to pick up different things. You may get all bitter notes, you may get all sweet notes. I got kind of a mixture of the two, and I personally like it very much. The scent really grew on me. The performance is top notch. It checks off everything that you would want in a soap, and it excels at most of them. So, and it's a little pricey. I think this one retails for about $24. So 4 ounces, that's like $6 an ounce. But you're paying for a lot. You're paying for very good packaging and high quality ingredients. So yeah, it may be expensive. It may not be the best value, but it's a very good soap. If you've got the money to spend, you owe it to yourself to try it. So they are highly resellable on the buy sell trade pages. They pop up all the time. So keep a lookout for them. And as always, if you like the video, hit like. If you didn't like the video, hit dislike and tell me how I can improve. See you next time.